Hi there. So, Mom and I have been making videos now for about an hour, about halfway through the list of blog posts that I'd like to make a video for, and we've done a pretty diverse group of them. It's skipped from topic to topic, and it's a little like it's hard to keep up with. I want to do one that's just sort of a rant floor talk video that I could do as a floor talk, but I think would be fun in a studio lit situation. Since it's about money, we'll make it look fancy, and what I wrote down is how I make money, fears, difficulties, insecurities, and lessons recently learned. This video for this idea, the idea for this video sprang from Tom, my friend, asking me how I make money the other day at Village Inn as we're catching up over Christmas break, and it was sort of humorous, but also sort of serious. This year, as far as social media is concerned, people have just seen me traveling constantly and doing cool things, and that is essentially what it has been like outside of social media too. It's been wild, uh, really crazy on a day-to-day basis. I mean, if you watch the 1,000 Videos Project, you know that there have been some off days, some days where I just sleep the whole day, or I get nothing done, or I literally just sent emails all day. There were like a few of those, but the majority of the year was just like plane flights and meeting new people and going to conferences and hanging out with friends and meeting new folks again, and it's been a wild ride, and so I can understand anyone being curious how I funded it. I had a bit of a midlife crisis halfway through the year about how I would fund it myself. You may remember those videos if you watched them. When I found out that I could go to TED, it was going to be $6,000 that I just didn't expect to have to pay and had not budgeted for, and there was no way to come up with easily because I'd already committed for projects basically for the rest of the year, none of which were going to pay for TED. What ended up happening is that I was fortunate enough to be able to ask people who organized TED if I could have the discount that TEDx organizers get, and I got it, and so TED was then $3,500 cheaper, which made a huge difference. And at the same time, got a couple contracts and invoices for extra editing work that I just didn't expect to get. And so it all sort of came out in the wash. And the main way I have made money this year, to be really clear about it, is through my company, Lander Media, which is an aerial photography but also kind of social media marketing company right now, and we plan to do a lot more exciting things in 2017, including 360 video and other drone-related things that I can't talk about, but it's been a lot of fun, and it has not funded my travels completely. The other bits of my travels have been funded by renting this place, the condo, out as an Airbnb. Right now we're sitting in like a place that's the theater downstairs, and I have a bed and office over there, but upstairs is a king-size bed, a bathroom, a living room, and a kitchen that work just fine as like a place for people to live, even if I'm here. But when I'm out of town especially, I can just rent the whole place as like, here's a place with your own private theater that you can just live in, and it's pretty popular on Airbnb. So that's gone well, and that's funded a surprising amount of my travel. I paid rent through December in July. And then all of the money since then has been just travel money from Airbnb. So that's how I funded all this ridiculous situation, and I'm really, really fortunate to get to have fun and travel and somehow be able to pay for all of it. So far so good, and I will continue trying to keep my expenses down and not spend a ton per month. Like my rent here for this 3-story place is like $1,100 a month, which is so much better than any big city, even if you live in like a cramped little. Like my rent in Hong Kong for 1 month was $1,000, and that was literally just a bed and a bathroom. So this is a much better situation, and I can rent it out to pay for it, which is great. And being able to do work you love that involves travel is also a great way to travel. So very fortunate to get to do that stuff. And hopefully 2017 will include more of it, but I hope that answers some questions. I didn't talk about any fears, difficulties, or insecurities, so let me get into those. It'll be a little bit longer video because of that, but I think that's important. Figuring out invoicing and communicating with people and setting expectations clearly has been a big part of this year. When you freelance, you want to make sure you're working with people who want to pay you and are enthusiastic, and then you also want to make sure that you're providing them value that will actually help them make more money, or else they can't afford to hire you again. So long as you do those things, you're doing okay. You also got to communicate when there are holdups in projects. I was fortunate enough to work with good friends this year, and so when I was bad at telling people why I was late with something, or if a holdup had come into the equation, like at one point my 30 terabyte photo hard drive was completely corrupt, and I had to order like a complete other one to copy everything off to and reformat it and then copy it all back. It was like a 2-week process, and it was terrible. But I got to organize everything, and it actually made the rest of the projects that I did this year a lot faster. But I didn't do a good job of like letting the people that I was working for know that that was happening because I was so stressed out about the situation. So I've learned a lot about being able to describe my work and the value of it, and being able to pitch my worth and the work I do. I've also been exploring ways to figure out, when you want to get business, as a business, you want to have the people who are hiring you confident that they will hire you in a way that will make them more money. Whether you're trying to get a job or be a freelancer, that's the most important thing. So I've gotten better at that this year. And I mean, I'm sure I could talk on this for a long, long time, but hopefully that gives you some sense of what things were important to learn this year and what things were worth really figuring out on a detailed level. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll answer them in other videos. It'll be fun. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.